Muted, so should you be. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Going to mute the music. It's definitely muted this time. Welcome to the first ever Grind Gamescast, episode 1. If it should be up and working, this is the first ever episode. So will something break? Yes.
Probably.
Yes, it will. If it does, let us know. I think it should be okay. We're using Skype as well, so we'll see what happens. I am one of your hosts, Ritter Crumpet, joined today by Zedneck101.
Zedneck101, yes.
There he is. Too much Scottish for Twitch to handle in one evening.
Like Iron Brew background as well.
Yeah. I never noticed that before. It is very Iron Brew. It is very Iron Brew. So please let us know if anything does go wrong. That'd be fantastic. So for the first ever show, we're going to quick background on what the show is about and why we're doing it. You guys will know, you guys watch us, both of us, quite a lot. And it's no secret that we want to get bigger. God, thinking Thonghammer, put me off already. We want to grow on Twitch. We want to get bigger, and we want to, because we enjoy it. It's like our hobby. Some people fish. No, I said fish first. Play soccer, football, NFL, whatever it is. But our hobby, I would say, is growing on Twitch. Would you agree with that, Zednick?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, we put a lot of time and energy into looking at, well, how do we eke out those extra numbers? How do we grow the channel day by day or week by week? So yeah, that sounds pretty accurate.
Yeah, definitely. And one of the things that we both do, and others in chat as well, is that we chat about what we're doing on Twitch, like what worked for us, what we think helped us grow, how we think we're going to grow over the next few months. And all that's great. And there are a few shows out there that try and cover this, but the problem I find with those shows is they're done by people who are already at the top of their game. Like people who can turn on their channel and get hundreds, if not thousands of viewers immediately. So I think their perception of growth in the current Twitch market is skewed a little, because they're already growing. They're already big enough to do what they want. Whereas I think what I want to kind of do in this show, and what Zed wants to do as well, is chat about our growth on Twitch and chat about what we think is good to help you as a small channel, micro channel, large channel, whatever it is, actually kind of progress on this platform that we call Twitch. We don't call it that. They've called it that, and we just say that. But the aim of the show is to kind of document our journey as we grow on Twitch and share our successes and our failures, a post-mortem, if you will, every week of what happened, which I think covers it hopefully quite well, Zed.
Yep. Yeah, we see a lot of these posts on Reddit all the time about how do I do X, Y, and Z, and we're hoping to kind of address that with this podcast. Like even today, I answered a Reddit post about that. Like, why does nobody see my channel? And yeah, we'll go through all that during the course of these podcasts.
Yeah, should be good. So the show will go live every Thursday here on Twitch, 7 p.m. British time, which is 8 Central European. It's sometime in America. I'm sorry, I'm terrible with time zones. And then it will go live on YouTube at the weekend as well. So it'll go live on probably Saturday, realistically. So the show will begin with us chatting about what we played previously on Twitch the previous week since the last show. We'll chat about what games we played, how we think it affected our channel. Turn it up Zed a little bit? Yes, no problem. Zed, you're soft-spoken, buddy. You're very polite.
I'm very polite when I'm in this podcast setting.
You are
slightly different.
Very polite
when I'm streaming, but
this is good though. This is what we need to hear. That's what I need to know. Sorry.
I was brought up well.
You were brought up well. Thank you, King Thornhammer. That is absolutely fantastic. Good to know. Okay, Zed should be louder now, so let me know if that's better. King Thornhammer. Say a few words. Hopefully.
Can you hear me now?
We'll see what Thorn says. Well, actually, this is a great transition, because I was just saying there that we're going to chat about our growth on Twitch, what we're doing. So we'll move over to Zed, and then Thorn, if you let us know how that works audio-wise. So for the first episode, Zed, do you want to chat about what you do on Twitch, what your channel's about, and then kind of segue into what you're playing at the moment?
Yeah, so I mean, for those of you who don't know me, I predominantly do, I guess, open world games, action-adventure games, RPGs, the occasional FPS, but I'm not really good at them. So, but the focus is just to sort of just play through a lot of backlog games that I've got. Just chill out, have fun. I don't really shout all that much. I don't go over the top. It's very much a chill out kind of stream. And to that end, what I've been playing recently doesn't really fit that at all. I've been playing a lot of Halloween games, which I don't normally do. I normally stay away from the scary games. But for this month, I thought, screw it, it's October. There's gonna be scary games all over Twitch. So I figured, you know what, I'm just gonna play games I wouldn't normally play. So I've been playing Dead Space One, which I never played before. It's a really good game.
That's
I
great.
kind
It's
of
a great game.
wish I'd played it before, when it actually came out, which was what 2007, I think, something like that.
About that.
Um, been playing that, playing Costume Quests, complete polar opposite of that game.
How is that game?
Halloween,
Because
Halloween.
I've never played it before.
Oh, it's adorable.
Really?
It really is. It's very cute. It's a very light RPG, um, turn-based battles. A little more like active turn-based. You can add a bit more power if you press A at the right time, that kind of thing.
Right.
But it's a very cute game. And I've never played that either. But it's a very, like I say, very polar opposite to Dead Space, which is tense and scary and all this kind of stuff. And Costume Quest is just cute. It's lovely. I've been playing Until Dawn. We just finished Until Dawn actually
Oh,
last
nice.
night. Sorry, 2 nights ago. That was awesome as well. Really well produced. Sort of kind of an adventure game, I guess you'd call it. Not quite as involved as Telltale, but something similar to that. And yeah, last night I was playing Layers of Fear, which I'll be finishing tonight actually, later on. And that's primarily just sort of a bit of a mindfuck, really. I mean,
Is that
it's such
PC or PS4 you're playing that on?
PC.
PC.
PC. I think it's available on other platforms as well. But yeah, I've been playing on PC, and it's a couple of jump scares definitely caught me. I think I screamed louder during Layers of Fear than I have in Until Dawn. But for the most part, it's just generally just a weird, like surreal experience to play through. It's very cool, very cool.
Yeah, no, that game looks nice. Like, I think I'm going to avoid horror games this Halloween, to be honest with you. But that's one that I may actually jump in and play because I think it's not a single. Well, it could be a single sitting, but I think you could play it in a couple of streams, which to me is quite appealing.
Yeah, Layers of Fear is maybe like a 4 hour game.
All right, okay. Oh wow.
Something like that. It's very short. It's very just a narrative, like walking simulator essentially. Which is really I love how that's become like a genre.
Yeah, definitely.
Um, but it's kind of a walking simulator. So yeah, you can knock out in a few hours. There's DLC as well, which is like another hour. So yeah, it's a good one to put if you don't have a lot of time to stream. Like those kind of games are probably pretty good to just slot in there, so you get like a good experience throughout. You're not going to miss too much of a story or anything like that.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, so that's a good segue actually, in that you've been on Twitch a year now. Obviously, when you began, you streamed less than you do now. So, like, what's
Yep.
that progression been for you from like, I guess streaming here and there to now having quite a strict schedule, roughly?
Yeah, yeah. I used to start. I would do like only 2 hours, like Tuesday night, and then a Thursday night, and then Saturdays I would do something. Sundays I don't think I really would, but then the more I've done it, the more I've realized like it sounds really obvious, but if you want people to find your channel, you're gonna have to be online a lot more. So I started adding more time, streaming longer, and yeah, I think I've been trying to do 5 days a week for the last couple of months. I think at least 4 times a week. Any sort of illness or hangover, may prevent that, but
Yeah, of course.
it's yeah, it's been good. I've been trying to stream as much as I possibly can, as much that life allows me to do, without trying to get burned out as well, which is
Yeah,
kind
it's
of a
tough.
big deal. It's difficult on Twitch.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Well, one thing that it's kind of a total segue, but one thing I struggle with is I only play games on Twitch. Like I don't play games offline. Like I
Same.
never come home and go tonight I'm going to play Call of Duty. Like I never do that. I haven't played a game apart from like I'll do the odd Overcooked with Caroline.
Yep.
And maybe like now and again I'll do Elder Scrolls Legends, the card game, which is like a 2 minute session. I haven't actually played a game properly off stream. Maybe not this year, to be honest with you. Maybe not this year.
Yep. Yeah, I've only finished one game offline
Oh wow.
this year, and it was what was it, the Lego movie video game?
Okay, yeah.
I played that with my girlfriend, and yeah, we finished that. That was back in like January, I think. So yeah, not played a single game offline since then.
It's tough. How do you balance the not burning out type thing? Because I mean, is it variety? Is how you do that with the variety of your games?
Yeah, being a variety streamer really helps that, because you can jump between even genres, different games. I think it helps a lot more that my job situation changed as well. For those of you guys who don't know, me and Retro Crumpet both work in the games industry. Um, and I myself was working on until what was it January or February, something like that. I was working at a AAA studio, and I was there for 3 years. So I was well used to holding a PS4 controller, an Xbox One controller, like 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. Now that I work at a mobile company, I don't have that constant like tactile feeling of a controller. So when I come home, it's a little bit different now. It's a lot fresher. That makes
Yeah,
sense.
yeah, that makes sense. Yeah,
Um, but yeah, try not to burn out on that kind of thing is difficult, and that's why you take the breaks you can. Really try and do something completely different, like no gaming, go outside for a walk, whatever, go to the gym,
yeah.
and
No,
the variety
it's
of
tough.
gaming helps as well,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
jumping
yeah.
between different genres and stuff.
No, it's tough. So I found one of my biggest things was, and again, it sounds obvious now that I say it aloud, but was like, yeah, going out more, gym, walking, watching more movies. Because when you turn the stream on, you're chatting about the game, obviously, and what you're doing in the game. But a lot of times you're chatting about like a film you saw or something you watched. And if you haven't done other stuff, like if the chat's quiet or there's a lot of lurkers, or it's just a quiet day. You got to fill that void with something, and sometimes the game doesn't always give you that. Depending on what the game is. So I feel like, I
Yeah,
watched this film last night, or do you guys like burgers? I love burgers, and I feel like having more of those experiences actually makes your chat better.
yeah, okay, it gives them more stuff to talk about. Just as simple as that. The more the more you've seen as kind of weirdly building your brand and building your social media and whatever else, the more you can do outside of the Twitch streaming as well, help with your Twitch streaming. Like you can feed that back into it somehow. So
Yeah, no, definitely,
uh,
definitely. So obviously, so it's been a year now. I guess a year and a few months for you now. But like, what is is there any game or games you felt have grown you kind of as you've gone, or do you think it has been just
oh yeah,
consistently doing variety? Like, is there anything that you look back on and go, those were like key moments in my channel's growth?
yeah, 100%. The very first one would definitely be Fallout 3. I had actually almost to the year on Halloween. I streamed Fallout 3, and I've never reproduced this spike ever. It was ridiculous. I got very lucky, where there was only 6 channels streaming Fallout 3, um, which normally make that directory very quiet, but the top stream had about 6,000 people watching it, which meant it was very high up in the
Wow.
Twitch directory, or higher than it would normally be. And the channel was a German gaming channel. I don't know if you heard it, Rocket Beans.
Yeah, yeah,
Have you heard of that? Yeah.
they're huge. Yeah, yeah. They're
Yeah.
gone now though from Twitch. They're on YouTube now.
Oh, really? Oh, I
Yeah,
didn't know that.
yeah. They got a contract to go to YouTube, so they've left Twitch.
Ooh, damn! I can't snipe their viewers anymore.
No.
Um, so that's like I say that I did it once, and that was with Fallout 3. I guess I was the highest English speaking channel in that directory, and I think they went offline around about soon after I started, and it basically meant like a lot of their viewers funneled into mine,
Hmm.
and so I had a peak of like 300 people watching.
Oh wow.
I think it averaged out to around about 120, 150, and I gained about 100 followers in that one in like 2 or 3 hours. And it was ridiculous. I've never experienced that, and that was like if you're a small stream on Twitch, that when you get like a follow train of any kind,
Yeah.
it gives you a high.
It does.
Absolutely
Yeah.
does. Um, and so yeah, that was a great one, and Skyrim as well. That was just consistent every weekend. Uh, it was like maybe somewhere between 50 and 100 people, would come through and hang out and chat and follow and watch, and that was very consistent for me as well.
Yeah, no, yeah, those two games, obviously, I guess Bethesda games, in general, have got a really kind of passionate fan base behind them to this day as well, which is pretty impressive for them. So, jumping ahead, I guess to this week you played a bunch of games. Is it anything that stands out as this went well for the channel, or is it anything that kind of stands out as kind of like, oh, actually, I kind of wish I hadn't done that? Like you mentioned that you were playing Batman for a while, but it wasn't really
Yeah,
going anywhere for you. So is it anything that worked or didn't work for the channel this week?
yeah. Well, I would say before Halloween, I would definitely say the Batman Arkham Knight. Like I really enjoy the game, but it doesn't do a lot for growth. So I think I was going to go back to limiting that to one night a week instead of
Okay.
like trying to do it during the week and doing something different the weekend. Um, in terms of the Halloween stuff, I mean, Dead Space went very well.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
It was very popular, and I had a blast playing it as well. And everybody that was sitting there watching had a kick out of it as well. Um, Costume Quest, like they've all been like after since then. Until Dawn was great last night, 2 nights ago as well. Not so much for follows, but for like just concurrency. Um, and Costume Quest has been quieter, as was Layers of Fear, but they're both very fun games to play. And like I say, the concurrency, which is the most important one, really, was quite strong for my channel size. So far, I wouldn't say anything's gone wrong. Actually, Resident Evil, the remastered, that I didn't really feel that one that night. And I don't think it wasn't the most exciting for chat either. I don't think.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
So that one I would say probably didn't go that well.
That was a hard one as well because I jumped on the Resident Evil 4 PS4 release when that came out because I had a little bump in Twitch viewership to make it more popular. But that did okay for me. Like, I got okay numbers from that in terms of concurrence and follows. But I think Resident Evil is harder because it just came out on PS Plus that month. So I think some people watch Twitch to see if they should get a game, and others kind of see like a game they've already played. But maybe with that one, because people got it for free and thought, "Oh, I may play that. I don't want to spoil it for myself." The viewership wasn't there. Maybe I don't. Maybe.
Yeah. What games have you been playing recently as well? Like, you don't really talk about your channel very much so far. I mean, me.
It's all you. It's all you. But no, I think it works though. I think kind of going from
Essential.
the both of us kind of makes sense. But yeah. So I guess do a very quick summary. I'm the same as you actually. It's been just over a year now on Twitch. Which is freaky because I didn't know you started twitching when I started twitching. It just kind of happened, right? We both kind of. I think I found you posting on Facebook or on Twitter or something, and that's how we kind of realized we were both doing it. So I've been going for a year, and I'm the same as you. I when I first started, from like September until November, I did 3 hours on a Saturday and Sunday a week, and that was it. And then, like you say, it's like an addiction, you know. Like it kind of, you see growth, and growth is addictive. Playing games is addictive, and like that combining thing together. Twitch is almost like an RPG. It's like you're leveling up your stats, and you're trying to do it. You're trying to min max it in the best possible way, and you get it wrong sometimes, and then you get it right sometimes.
Would you say that you had to grind it sometimes?
Yeah, you did. Hey, this guy, this host. So yeah, I did that for a while. And then I think at various points along I always streamed. I never stopped, but I kind of lost my way a little bit. Like I always knew that I had to do like something kind of different, but I didn't know what that was. So I remember like in December I played Dark Souls, and that was huge for my channel. And then in January I played Life is Strange and like Telltale games, which is like a really weird transition from Dark Souls. So I kept like no viewers, and that made me realize that when you finish a game, the game you play next has to have some sort of correlation to it, or like you're going to keep no one. So like all my work in December, I ruined it in January by changing to Telltale games. They were great games, but there was just no crossover there.
Yeah, you say the genres don't match.
No, they do not. They do not. So that kind of screwed me over a little bit. Then like off stream, like I love multiplayer games, like I love Rainbow Six and League of Legends and H1Z1. And I tried streaming Rainbow Six for a while. I love that game. I think that game's fantastic, but I just cannot stream that game. Like it just goes against everything I want to do as a streamer. Like you have to either not speak and focus on the game, which then causes the fact that I'm awful at the game, or I speak over everyone and annoy everyone I'm playing with. So like that, I realized within a couple of weeks that I just can't play this game on stream and kind of quit it cold turkey. It just didn't work for me. And then similar to you actually with Skyrim, I kind of stumbled across Skyrim in like May or June, roughly around kind of E3 time. And I played that for like honestly 3 months. I just like I saw that give me a lot of growth and a lot of concurrence. And I realized that I'd found, like you had with Fallout and the Skyrim, I'd found like a little a niche, if you will. and I just kept playing it. Like I was just like, I'm going to do every quest in this game. Well, not all of them, but I'm going to do everything in this game. I'm going to play
Yep.
it for as long as possible, and it was going really well. And then I went to E3, the end of June, I think it was. And E3 isn't really like a public event. It's like so it's kind of all press and like content creators.
Yeah.
And I got there thinking, man, my channel's growing. You know, I think I'd maybe just hit 1,000 at that point. I can't remember. Maybe not actually. But the channel's growing. I'm feeling really good about it. And I got there, and like it was like a whole other level. I just realized how small fry I really was.
Yeah.
And you know, I met like Andy Carboni, and I met loads of IGN people, and I just met loads of like different content creators, and streamers, and I just realized how far off the mark I really was with my content in terms of like the production quality, my quality,
Mm-hmm.
and kind of what I was doing gaming wise. So that's when I changed everything. I came back in July, realized that I had to be either a game streamer, which I thought would really bore me. So I went with genre streaming. So I
Yep.
stream open world RPGs. And in July I started streaming 7 days a week. So every single day I stream first thing in the morning because it works me and my fiance a lot better. And that was it. And then I saw my biggest growth in July and August. Got my most number of followers, most number of concurrents, all playing Skyrim. And I then tried doing a little bit of variety because I was kind of a bit lost on what to play.
Yep.
And again, that kind of set me back a little bit. It was kind of like history repeating itself. I played some Dishonored and Resident Evil and Dark Souls 3 and loved them. I had a great time playing them. But again, that momentum I had of open world of Skyrim, I killed it a little bit by going quite kind of cold turkey on RPGs, which again,
Mm-hmm.
looking back, was a mistake. But now that I know that I enjoy those games and I can play them, I played the Enderal mod, that was amazing, and now I'm kind of playing Fallout 4, and I'm seeing like consistent growth from that strategy of open world RPGs. Which I guess leads me to what I've been playing in the last week, and that is Fallout 4 and 7 Days to Die. So I'm trying to.
Very appropriate.
Yeah, exactly. Very appropriate. I'm trying to. I'm trying to primarily play that genre because I think that's where I'm going to grow the most. I enjoy it, but I'm also very aware that if you stick to a genre or a game, like you can never really leave that game. So I'm trying to have it so 5 days a week I'm playing Fallout or Skyrim or whatever that open world game is at that time. But then 2 days a week I'm doing variety, and that variety can be anything. Admittedly, 7 Days to Die is a good fit for the channel, but it's probably a bad choice because it's not variety. It's an open world sort of RPG game.
Yeah.
So again, good choice for the viewers, but a bad choice in the idea of like showing that I will play other things. But that's gone really well. I mean, Fallout, like Skyrim, started dying off last month on Twitch. Like it's still popular, but it really started taking a nosedive, and because of the Fallout DLC, that picked up quite a bit. So there's way more Fallout viewers than there are Skyrim viewers right now,
Yep.
and it's working really really well. So I'm doing the survival playthrough. So survival is like when you die, so you only save if you sleep in a bed, which aren't like that frequent. So when you die, you kind of lose all that progress. So obviously, you take more damage, you deal less damage. You got to drink water and eat food. So it's kind of survival as you expect, and that kind of adds a kind of a challenge to the game, which makes the game feel kind of fun and fresh to me, and it also means I die a lot.
Yeah, it sounds awesome. I don't normally like survival stuff. Like
Yeah.
games like 7 Days to Die, like you mentioned before. Like I enjoyed watching you play it. I've enjoyed watching like channels on YouTube play it, but it's not the sort of thing I would dive into myself.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like, so like 7 Days to Die was a So actually, I'm going to segue to a tip that you gave me a long time ago. So there's if you're a streamer and you want to kind of like figure out what game you're going to play next, Twitch, is it called Twitch Now? Said Nick.
Yes.
Yeah. So Twitch Now is a Chrome plugin you can use, and it basically allows you to quickly access while you're on your current browser, let's say Twitter or whatever it is, the Twitch homepage. And you can look at the streams you follow. You can look at the games that are there. But what I do is I will look at the games that are on Twitch. Kind of what's popular. I'll look around, like kind of Zed was saying. I'll look around that sort of 2,000, 3,000 mark with a good number of channels, and then I'll follow the game on Twitch, and I'll keep a track of how it's doing in terms of like, who's watching it. Is there good numbers there? Is it quiet when I'm streaming it? When I'm playing, sorry, can I stream at that point? It's 7 Days to Die is like crazy popular on Twitch for a small audience.
Yeah,
and there are
there's
people
a lot
who
of hardcore
are
fans for that game.
yeah, it's crazy, and there are people who are like blowing up on Twitch just from that one game alone. And I couldn't play it right now because there's too many people playing it right now. But when I start streaming 6 a.m. in the morning, no one's really playing it, so it's kind of like an opportunity for me. So I follow a bunch of games on Twitch now. Again, the Chrome plugins. I follow 7 Days to Die, Fallout 4, ESO, Skyrim, The Witcher. And I just keep an eye on them and figure out, are they still popular or not. Example there being the Bioshock remaster. It's a game that I still want to play, but it's really quickly kind of nosedived on Twitch.
It dropped off very quickly.
Yeah. Which was, it's now like a rainy day game for me. It's not a game that I'm gonna jump on because the high streamer right now has got 10 viewers.
Yeah.
And they're partnered on Twitch, so it's like there's just no, it's just crazy. But in terms of what's kind of gone right for me, Fallout is going well. I think Survival is going well. One thing that I'm going to do forever now in open world RPGs is do a challenge run. So I'm doing pistol only in Fallout. I did bow only in Skyrim. And having that in your title just draws folks in immediately. Because it's different, right? It isn't just me going, I'm playing survival. It's me saying, I'm playing survival and I'm handicapped to this one thing.
Yeah, having some sort of challenge can be a very good idea if you're a small channel. Because it does draw people in. Like, either they want to know what the challenge is, so at least they're there to find that out, or they look at the challenge title and go, okay, what is that all about? Like, they can't possibly do that.
Yeah.
And then they go in to watch and see you do it.
Yeah, exactly. I would say the 3 games have probably given me my biggest growth on Twitch is Skyrim, obviously, and then bizarrely Tomb Raider.
The bow only run.
Yeah, because I did bow only, and I did it at a point where it was still popular on Twitch, and I got like 100, maybe 200 followers over a week from that game, which was huge for me, even now, but back then it was even bigger. And again, that was because everyone else was like, I'm playing Tomb Raider, whereas I was like, only bow, hard difficulty. So I think if you are playing something, trying to like have something in your title that draws you in, like it's not something that people really chat about, and I think on mobile it's less critical, but I think on PC where viewers still watch, and even on mobile, to be honest with you, I do really think that having a title that stands out is critical. And one thing that I learned that I didn't know quite recently was that, and this isn't a huge thing I don't think, but if someone comes to Twitch either on their phone or on their PC and types in like Fallout 4, if you've got the name of the game in your title, you'll appear higher up the rankings than if you didn't have it.
Ah, that's a good tip.
Yeah. So if you have 10 viewers watching you, and let's say Co-Carnage has 1,000, you'll appear above Co-Carnage because you're better optimized for what they're looking for, which is pretty interesting. So I try and put in the name of the game I'm playing if it fits in my title.
Yeah, pro tip for you budding streamers like us. I didn't know that.
Yeah, there you go.
I might do that more in the future as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard with the games like Batman Arkham Origins, it's like, Jesus, this is a huge name. But Fallout 4 is pretty simple to get in there, and so Skyrim and stuff like that, so
yeah,
it kind of makes it a little bit easier. But yeah, so last week, 7 Days to Die, and Fallout 4, and again, just kind of tie into the idea that I'm now a genre streamer, and that's what you're going to get from the channel.
Yep.
So it's going all right.
I tend not to stick too much to like, obviously there's genres I like and I prefer, but I'm going to try and go for the more like every Wednesday I'm going to stream this game.
Yeah.
Every Thursday it might be a different game, but I'll be streaming that every Thursday. So I'm going to try and go for the consistency with a certain game on a certain day and see how that pans out.
I think that's a good idea in the sense that by doing genre streaming, I think I might get a quicker uptick. But I think the minute I change game, I will see a dramatic decrease. Whereas I think if you go variety off the bat, it's a slower growth cycle. But I think when you change games, I think it's less of a drop or a shift. And the example I give of that is a friend of mine, Arcade Bulls, he's a Czech streamer. He's currently pulling in a couple hundred viewers a night playing anything he wants, and he's doing what you do. He does like Thursday nights are retro night, Wednesdays is like single player, Fridays is like viewer choice. So he does set days, but he's done that for months now, and built it from 30 concurrents up to sometimes 250, 300, because he is, like you say, consistent with the game.
Yeah.
But it took him a long time to get there. But now that he's there, he's kind of reaping the rewards because he can jump into any game or to any category and actually see growth from that, which is pretty impressive.
Yeah, that really comes down to how you what your viewers expect you to do, and that means they're there for you, not the game.
Yeah, 100%.
And that's a great way. That's how you know you've managed to build and maintain a good community. So
yeah, 100%. I do think there's opportunity out there though, with building something from genre streaming. Like I'm going to pick on King Thornhammer in chat right now. He's been playing a lot of Total War Warhammer on Twitch, which is a very small community, but being a small channel himself, he's seeing a lot of growth from that. And I think if he took that growth and moved to like Dawn of War or Civ 6 in the future, he might see an even bigger spike because his core audience wants to watch strategy games. So when he comes to play Civ 6 after the launch hype, obviously say a month after, that audience will still watch him, and then that will ensure that he's actually higher up the rankings of that channel.
Yeah, makes sense.
Definitely. So I want to touch on. So we discussed, I guess, genre streaming versus variety. And I think we both agree that they've got advantages and disadvantages. But you joined a Twitch team recently.
I did. You won't see it in my name on Twitch because normally it says so and so streaming this game in this team. But there are online communities that you can find, forums, places like Reddit, whatever else. But I joined one called Collection Gaming Network, or CGN. And yeah, it's for streamers, whether it's Twitch, Beam, Hitbox, YouTube Gaming, whatever. It's not just for streaming, it's YouTube videos as well, but if you want somewhere to go to find other streamers, first of all, and other people who share the same hobby, which is obviously in our case streaming, then you will find them, and it's a good place to network. I would say primarily. I met some really cool people, find a lot of new channels I would not have found otherwise. And the best thing about it as well, if you find people that you like and they happen to like you as well, then you get more traffic thrown your way either through hosting or promotion or whatever else, because you've managed to network with people that are of a similar mind to you. So I think that's primarily why my Dead Space stream was quite successful. I hadn't had over 40 viewers since Skyrim.
Nice.
Which was back in February, March, something like that. So having that support, opening yourself to a new audience as well, was pretty good. It can definitely help support your channel, but you'll only get the support for your channel if you put the time in to support others as well, and that's how you do good networking. I'm normally not very good at networking, but I've gotten better at it with this particular site. And like I say, you only get out of it as much as you put in, so it can be very time consuming as well, to sort of be there as much as you can to network. But ultimately, it is worth it. You meet some really cool people.
Yeah, definitely. So, do you think that? So you've been in that group now for a week or 2 weeks?
Yeah, basically beginning of October, like end of September. Yeah.
Cool. And how do you think it's kind of helped you so far on the? Obviously, you're right. It's two-way, right? It's you helping them out and then helping you out. But do you think there's been a noticeable change in your channel? Obviously, you mentioned about the Dark Souls, the Dead Space stream being good for you guys. But do you think there's been other benefits as well?
I think so. Yeah. I mean, like I say, it just opens you up to more channels that you would not have found otherwise. And that's one of the hardest things about Twitch or any other kind of stream platform is usually they're ranked with the best streamers at the top, the more popular streamers at the top. Sorry. Which means finding smaller streams is a lot harder, unless you know what kind of game you're looking for. If you're just casually browsing, you're probably not going to see those channels. So it's a good benefit of small streamers for small streamers. Sorry, just to make yourself more visible, I guess, which is one of the hardest things about growing a channel
Yeah,
is
definitely.
visibility.
Yeah, no, definitely, and I do think networking is difficult as well because
Yeah.
you kind of mentioned it yesterday in that when like when you're streaming, say 3 hours a day, even
Yeah.
4 or 5 days a week, whatever it is. When you're streaming during the week and you're working 8 or 9 hours, you've got friends, family, girlfriend, fiance, whatever. Like trying to fit in like a couple of hours to network with a
Yeah.
stream, at least one person, without coming across as that guy trying to,
Yeah.
with that being
Follow me, I'll follow you.
exactly, yeah, yeah. You got to be
Yeah.
genuine, right? It's so difficult,
Exactly.
and I've really struggled with that. And I've actually been very very lucky that, like all my networking has been like the other way around. Like I met, actually I think apart from Lupac and maybe Arcade Bulls, who I
Hmm.
met through like great posts they wrote on Reddit. I think
Yep.
everyone else that I've met has like it found my channel and networked to me. Saved me the hassle of doing it. So I've been very lucky, um,
Yep.
with
If
that.
you stream it, they will come.
Exactly. Well, I think as well because just streaming Skyrim for like 3 months,
Hmm.
it means that like people know that I'm in that directory. So I think you'll find me
Yep.
that way. But no, I find it very hard. I think my networking hasn't been great. I think I should do more of it, but trying to squeeze it in without sacrificing something
Yep.
else is proving very very difficult. And a Twitch team maybe is the way to go for me. I think I'm stubborn. And I still hold ambitions of doing my own stream team, like
Yep.
through Twitch, but that's like what next year, if I'm lucky. So it's like I think I should like not forget that dream, but put that on hold for a while and look at
It's a
something.
lot of work as well.
Yeah,
Like if
definitely.
you're working at the same time, you kind of hit it up on the head there, where both of us work full time, and we have to fit in our streams somewhere along with balancing, friends, family, loved ones,
Yeah.
and it can be difficult to fit in a stream if you're trying to stick to a schedule as well. Um, so yeah, a Twitch team, the networking does definitely help, and yeah, finding those couple of hours here and there to try and do more is difficult without coming across disingenuous, which is the hard part.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's hard as well because I think the best way of networking, like other than if you meet someone on Reddit or Twitter and you're very lucky with that,
Yeah.
the best way of doing it is spending time, sorry, in someone's stream. And like you say, if you can't squeeze that in, it's going to be difficult. Um, but cool, yeah. So I mean, I think that kind of covers the week one intro for our channel. And as I was saying, I think as we do more of this, as we get to this, next week and the week after, I think we'll become better and more succinct.
Yep.
I kind of like chatting about what we're doing and what we've done, how we think it's affected our channel. I think as well, now that we're doing this, I think we'll maybe look at things differently, and hopefully we can take things from one another and employ them and
Mhm.
see how they work as we go forward. But part two of the show is going to be chatting about I guess Twitch and gaming news. But for week one, it's very Twitch heavy because it was
Very
TwitchCon was it last weekend? Weekend before.
weekend before.
Yeah,
Yeah.
weekend before, and there's a whole bunch of stuff that just came out. So I want to chat first of all about rules,
Hmm.
rules and Twitch. So have you seen now, Zed? You probably use it yourself, but you
Yep.
can now have it. So if someone new comes into your channel, they've got to agree and accept certain rules before they can post anything.
Yep. No, I think it's a very good idea. I mean, it's easy enough to dismiss it and just start typing away anyway. But I do like the fact that it's there. It's not hidden. You don't have to ask what the rules are.
Yeah,
Because it's very. If you're joining a new channel, you're not always sure what you can and can't say. I mean, generally common sense, you know what not what to type, but it's nice to have like the rules just laid out there, and start to say, "Hey, welcome to the channel. Here are the rules. Play nice." You say, "Okay, I've got it," and then that's it. It's as easy as that. So it really just makes the rules more visible, and like nobody can say, "Oh, I didn't know." You know.
yeah, no, yeah, I think it's great. I think because like rules are so hard because
Mm.
but when I think about how I use Twitch, like if I find someone's channel, well, one, I'm not a dick anyway, so I don't break rules.
Yeah.
'Cause I think all rules on Twitch are really obvious, But regardless, I think when I go to a channel, I don't read the rules on the channel. To be honest with you, like, but before this thing came in, I never read rules on a channel. I just assumed that I couldn't backseat game, I couldn't,
Yep.
say anything like bad and so forth. So it didn't really bother me. But on the flip side, I can't complain if someone comes to my channel and doesn't read the rules if I don't do either. Like if my rules are that hidden or aren't clear enough that someone breaks them in the first 5 minutes, it's like, well, no one knew. Like if someone goes, oh, go left to get the sword, it's like, well, you didn't know I didn't want that. So I think now it's perfect because it's like, you actually did know these rules if you're new to the channel, because you had to agree to them. And I think it's amazing. And if you guys want to turn those on, you can get those. So it's in your Twitch settings, and then it's channel and videos is the tab.
Yep.
And then if you scroll down, there's a chat rule section, and basically, when anyone comes to the chat now, they see these rules and that kind of little small pop up that covers the chat window, and they've got to accept them before they do anything, which is pretty good. But I mean, mine are like, I thought long and hard about mine, to be honest with you, because my rule used to be don't be a douche, and that was it.
Yeah.
But kind of is still my rule, but I've changed it a little bit to obviously nothing racist, politics, religion, or homophobia in the chat. Be respectful, don't be obnoxious or spam. If you're going to use Kappa, use it right. There's another one that I've got, which I stole from number one Alex. No backseat gaming or saying spoilers. And my other one, actually, which I think some people get it but others don't, is don't chat about yours or other streams unless they ask about it. It's just rude. And
Yeah, I try not to do that on our channels as well because I also see it as kind of rude.
yeah, I'm the same. Yeah. I hate when and Thorn, you're the worst for this, by the way. He's gone now, so I can say this to him. I hate when I come to your chat and Thorn's like, "When are you streaming next?" I'm like, "Whisper me. Ask me on Twitter. Stop asking me in this chat." I hate it when I actually ignore it most of the time now, unless they ask me again, which case I'm like, shit, I need to answer now. But if anyone asks me about my channel in someone else's channel, I ignore it completely.
Yep. I don't like taking focus away from the streamer on their channel because
Exactly.
It's their channel. So
yeah, and it is tough because I get that it's hard. Don't cross the streams, Shao Sun says. That's a great a
Don't
great
cross the
way to describe
streams.
it. Yeah, and it's tough though because it's like
I like that.
I know why people do it, and I see why people do it, but at the same time, I think if it was the other way around and I came to your channel, I was like, come watch me instead. It's like you'd be like, oh, come on, that's kind of lame.
Yep.
So it is tough. The best ones are the ones who do it and they think they're being clever. It's like, oh, I just finished streaming for the night playing Call of Duty. How are you doing? I'm like, well, okay, I guess you stream then. It's like, oh, I had a great stream this evening. Those are the funniest ones.
I only say that if they've asked me how my stream is going.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So that way you're just answering a direct question. That's fine.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But those are the funniest ones. But no, chat rules are amazing. If you guys are streamers or you mod on a channel and you haven't got this active, it's going to save you guys so much time. So I would 100% turn that on if you can. There's also another thing you can turn on now as well, which I don't think we'd ever have on in our chat, to be honest with you, Zed. But it's there's non-mod chat delay. Which basically means that everyone who sends a message, it doesn't get sent through to the streamer or the rest of the chat for 2, 4, or 6 seconds. But mods see it right away. So mods can actually purge a message before anyone else sees it, which is quite a nice little thing for like no spoiler playthroughs or if there's any like massive events on.
Yeah, anything that makes moderation easier, particularly for big channels as well.
Yeah,
but even small ones, it helps. It's a good tool.
Yeah, definitely. No, definitely. Cool. So the next thing I'm going to let you lead on, Zednik, is the new Twitch layout.
Ooh, yes. Yeah, I've got a couple of things about the Twitch layout. I like the top banner that shows the followers, videos, and all that kind of stuff. Following as well. What I don't like is what used to be the profile banner pick, which is now like above the stream. And you can scroll to the top of the page and you have this massive banner and the video is like cut off at the bottom. I'd much rather that was just much smaller. The video should be the focus of the top of the page. essentially. So I'm not too keen on the layout for that. And I think I was discussing this when the changes came into force before. I'm not too keen on the size or the position rather of the title of the stream, and I think it's a little bit. It's not very obvious.
Yeah,
like at the top, it was a lot easier to see. You couldn't really miss it because it was at the top, and your eyes are naturally drawn to that section. But now it's like it's even easier for people to not know what the title is and ask in chat, like, "Oh, what game is this?"
Yeah.
It's that positioning is a little bit off for me.
Yeah, no, I agree. Actually, the thing I hate the most about the new layout, and it's kind of tied to what you're saying, is where the follow and sub buttons are.
Oh yeah.
Like being, to me, it makes more sense to have, like if you are keeping this layout, so in the bottom left, like you were saying, you've got the icon of the game, the name of the show, or the name of the channel, sorry, and what game you're playing. And then to me, to the right of that should be follow or sub, because it's all aligned. But it's weird, they've got share and host next to it, which I get, but they're like the least important things to a streamer, really. Like, once you're following, yeah, sure, fair enough. But to me, they're the least important things. Host especially, because I think if you're going to host someone, you either know them using auto host, or you're rating them, which means that button is invalid because you're doing it from your dashboard anyway.
Yeah.
And then again, you do get hosts who will press that button, and that's great. But I do think that the current follow and sub button placements being top right are just so hidden. In fact, Miss Katie the other day couldn't find the follow button, and I was like, "Oh, it's top right." And I've had that a few times now. Where obviously it's because we're used to the old layout, but I do think it's a bit obtuse now, because actually, like you were saying, if you scroll down a little bit, you actually lose that button completely, because it's anchored to the top of the screen. So I think it's a bad layout. That one thing. Everything else, I don't mind, but that one thing I think has to change. I don't think it will, but for me, it has to change.
Yeah, I don't think that's not just moving off the layout, but you kind of touched on it before. The auto host is a new feature now as well.
Yeah.
Where it's actually very good for small streamers as well. If you can't always be there, you can auto host. It sounds kind of disingenuous as well. Like you can just auto host whoever, but it's actually a very useful tool if you can't always be there, which is primarily what it's for.
Yeah, I'm so on the auto host feature, and I think it comes not from a Twitch side. I think it comes from like my marketing side, which is if you keep pushing the same message to someone, I think that it can get lost. So I think I'm looking at it the wrong way in many regards. But I feel like if every day Darth Nunu hosted Solly Boy and it happened at the first, because all hosting happens immediately, it's like I go live, you host me, and no one sees that host because it's so quick. If that makes sense.
That's a fair point. I hadn't thought about that actually.
Yeah. So I mean, obviously, like you're not hosting to get views yourself, but it's almost like it's just lost. It's lost in the sea of hosts. It's lost in that first minute of the stream. And part of me feels like hosting is almost better once you're into the swing of it. It's like you're 10 minutes in, you're 20 minutes in, and you get that host, because then you as a streamer, you're kind of more active as well. So, oh, hey, thanks very much for that host, blah, 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 and you're kind of more in the swing of it. I think if you're a bigger streamer, you're always on the go. But I think when you first start as a smaller streamer, that first 10 minutes to warm up is very, very important. So I think that one thing I don't like about it, and just personally, it's kind of I agree with you in the sense that if you're not there, it's a great feature. But I like jumping in, hosting, and then saying hi at the same time, if that makes sense. But I get that, for me that works for you because you stream at 8 p.m, which is a reasonable time. Other way around, I stream at 6 a.m, which is an unreasonable time. So I do get the ebb and the flow. Team hosting actually interests me a lot more because I think that works. I see why team hosting is a thing. So I'm not against all hosting. I just wish it was slightly delayed, so that or they were staggered. Because I think this morning I had a couple of hosts back to back, and because it's so quick, it cancelled them out. So it was like I can't remember what it was, but someone came on stream and it was like, oh, thanks to the host, blah, and then they were gone immediately because someone else came on. And I was like, shit, I can't see. I said, who was that? I missed it. I think I tab out the game, see who it was, thank that person, even though it wasn't an all host. So I want to thank the person. So I wish they were staggered a little bit better, and I think that would help everyone in my opinion.
Yeah, I realize like a lot of people have alerts for hosts as well, so
Yeah,
your alert would be lost. Like it wouldn't occur, like you say, it'd be just covered up by something else.
exactly. Yeah. But I think overall, I think it's a good feature. I think it makes a lot of sense, especially if you watch people in different time zones. You can't always be there or during the day and so forth. So I think overall, it's a great feature.
Yeah, just to be tweaked a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. So I mean, I guess that in terms of new features, Twitch uploads is the next one that is Twitch's sort of. I think that's probably their biggest feature they've announced in terms of the scope of it.
Yep.
Twitch Prime we'll get to after this, but I think Twitch uploads is probably the biggest thing because it basically kind of makes them, they're not just a live service, they're also an on-demand service, which they have been for a while with highlights, and you can clip video and so forth. But it wasn't the same,
Yeah, yeah.
Whereas,
Now there's an archive, basically, of your streams.
yeah, and then you can upload videos of your choosing. You could record vlogs, or you can record let's plays, whatever, and put them onto Twitch. And I've been, as someone who wants to grow on Twitch, I've been thinking recently how I use that service because I know from working with Apple, kind of like you do now in PS4, that if you can use the features of a platform, that is favorable to them and to you because it shows you believe in the platform.
Yep.
So I've been thinking recently how I use Twitch uploads, and I thought about moving. Like I do some YouTube stuff. It's very very rare, to be honest with you, because Twitch is so time consuming. But I thought about if I did do YouTube stuff, putting it onto the Twitch and not YouTube. And I think from a Twitch growth point of view and a Twitch connection point of view with the platform, I think that makes a lot of sense. But I just don't know who is going to use Twitch for on-demand video over YouTube right now.
Yeah.
I just don't know.
Yeah,
Like I wouldn't do it. So like I don't know who's going to do it. I just don't know who's going to do it.
Yeah, I mean, I think obviously it's a new feature, it's been launched, but I think YouTube is obviously still the go-to for that.
Yeah.
I mean, why not? You can always upload to both. Like,
Yes.
there's nothing stopping you doing that. But primarily, I mean, if you're going to upload any videos that weren't, I mean, vlogs make sense if it's Twitch related, but I think YouTube's been doing it for so long that it's people just expect that stuff there. But I think the VODs have their place on Twitch, and your highlights are already archived. So really, it's a good way to archive the streams that you have, because even with Twitch Turbo, they're gone after 90 days. So at least that way you can still save your VODs on Twitch if you didn't put them on YouTube already, which they've always had that button to do that. I don't know if they'd ever remove that button because of these moves that they're making. They might just instead of export to YouTube, it might be export to uploads, or just download.
Good point. I'm going to check that out right now. It's a very interesting point because I saw today actually someone's made a tool to do the opposite. So now you can actually import, I guess, your videos from where are my videos? Import your videos from YouTube to Twitch, which you couldn't do in the past. So I thought that was quite interesting. I think it makes a lot of sense. Now, one thing I don't like actually is if you go to someone's videos page, it defaults to, well, maybe I do like that. It defaults to, oh no, never mind. So it defaults to all videos. So it shows any uploads, past broadcasts, and highlights. Never mind, it shows everything. So if I click on this video, hopefully it will play any audio. Is there still an export to YouTube? It's an export option. Oh, it didn't say. Oh yeah, no, yeah, you can. Yeah, it's still there. It's still there. Okay. Yeah, so you can still export to YouTube.
Yeah, I wasn't saying that they have removed the button, but
I know, yeah,
potentially they could in the future to try and keep you in that ecosystem. So I mean, it's just something that occurred to me, like as we were talking about it, like maybe one day that could be a feature that's removed.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think it makes a lot of sense that they would remove it in the future. Yeah. They're kind of trying to make their platform all inclusive. The only way I think they might not remove it is because user experience. I think they'll want to remove it, but I can see them maybe keeping it because they want to have that all on their have it so people on their platform are happy and not complaining or so forth, for the short term anyway.
Yeah, I agree.
I think it makes sense. Cool. So this brings us to our last piece of Twitch news. And for the show, we're trying to keep it to like an hour and a half. Because obviously it's going to go on to sort of live on Twitch, it'll go on YouTube, and we have ambitions of a podcast one day in the future. So if you miss it, you can listen to it on the go, which we think will be quite good. So I think in the future we'll chat about gaming news as well, like new releases and stuff like that. But for our first show, we kind of wanted to feel it out first, see how long we took with certain things. And I must admit, actually,
we'll refine it.
Exactly, and I must admit, actually, part one of the show was faster than I thought it was going to be. And I think it will be faster going forward, which is fine. So that's cool. So the last piece of Twitch news for the evening then is Twitch Prime, which is Twitch's new. God, it's the super duper service.
It's kind of a messy one, isn't it?
It is messy. Because I think when it came out, so I watched the TwitchCon live event, like their showpiece, I guess, with Caroline, and I got it right away. But she was like, "So is it Amazon Prime? Is it a separate thing? Do you pay for it separately?" And I was like, "Oh God, this is confusing to like a non like Twitch person." But basically, it's if you have Amazon Prime, you get all these. You basically get these new benefits on Twitch. And vice versa.
You have Twitch Prime. If you have Amazon Prime, you have Twitch Prime.
Exactly. And vice versa. If you buy Twitch Prime, you get Amazon Prime. So basically, you're getting Amazon TV, which is all right. It's kind of hit and miss. Amazon TV, Amazon Music, which is quite good actually. You get free delivery on Prime goods. You also get, and this was kind of hidden in there. Well, they mentioned it, but it's been, I think, lost a little bit. You get 20% off all pre-orders on new releases. Which is pretty good. And you get guaranteed day and date delivery of a new release if you're a Prime member. So basically, if you're not a Prime member, you don't get that, which is quite interesting. So you get that. You also get a free sub to a Twitch channel a month. And even if you don't sub to someone, you get no ads on the platform at all. Which, let me tell you, has been pretty amazing these last few weeks. I have loved that a lot. So I think it's a pretty awesome service. I think it's very good. I think it's very, very messy though to someone out with the service. Yeah, I think
it's a little confusing.
Yeah, definitely, and I think as well that I think the use case I see it's being used for a lot of the time is for people who, maybe kids or people who've got friends who've got Prime, and them saying, "Hey, we've got Prime. Can I use that to sub to this channel on Twitch?" And like explaining what that is and explaining how it doesn't cost you anything, but you've got to log into Twitch and you've got to connect your accounts together, and every month you've got to renew the subscription. And I think there's a lot of messy things in there. I don't think the messaging is quite clear of how to do that. And I think for us, we get it. It's easy if you're a Twitch user. But I think for me, I think a lot of the subs you're going to get are from people who are using their parents' account, their friend's account, they're getting their aunties to sub to their channel who they like. I think that sort of user flow is not that easy at the moment.
Yeah, I think, and again, this sort of goes back to keeping people in the ecosystem. Adding all this stuff with Prime or Amazon Prime, who, remember, Amazon bought Twitch sometime last year. I can't remember the exact date. But this is another way sort of to get you in the Amazon ecosystem as well. So you're more likely to buy your games from them. You're going to get in-game benefits as well, apparently. Member access to free game content on Twitch. So, for example, you get access to selected free games and in-game content available through Twitch Prime.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
So, for example, you get like skins in Smite or Hearthstone stuff or whatever. So
I forgot about that.
There's also that benefit. And again, it's about keeping you in the ecosystem.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. No, it's I think it's great. I think it's been well received by everyone, and
especially the streamers. The streamers have got a lot of free subs because if you already had Amazon Prime anyway, it costs you nothing to select somebody's name and use your sub on that channel.
Yeah.
But the streamer still gets the money because it comes from Amazon.
Yeah.
And there is a breakdown of the Twitch Prime subs in a partner streamer's revenue tab. There was an image of that going around from a guide. It was a Twitch Prime guide for subs, which recently came out on the Twitch blog.
Yeah, no, I saw that. I think it came out yesterday before.
Yeah. So you can see how many subs you have, and the subs go into your overall number of subs. Like, it's not separated from that, but in the revenue tab, it does show you how many Twitch Prime subs you have, or rather the monetary value of that. So it's been great for the streamers as well who are already partnered.
Yeah, it's crazy. I saw that 24 hours into that going live, Lyric posted that you had, he's huge anyway, he posted that you had 1,150 new subs in 24 hours, which is bananas, just bananas.
So 2.5K a month.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's just well, probably more than that, because I think after a certain sub size, you up your intake. So it's default $2.50. I think it goes up to a maximum of 4. Which is pretty, which I imagine he's probably on, to be honest with you, because he brings so much money in. It's just crazy. But the reason we bring Prime up is that, again, the idea of the show is that we're going to chat about how things affect like smaller streamers, and they affect us growing. And I think that, kind of similar to what Zed was mentioning there, is a lot of streamers are getting a lot of money, a lot of subs from this. And that Monday after TwitchCon, like, I noticed that everyone's online. Like, they're just, every partnered streamer is online. They've got Prime in their title, Prime for free subs.
Yeah, no, right, Alaskan Savage has that command where you put like ! free sub or whatever, and it gives you information on how to do it.
Yeah. So. Yeah, no, it's crazy. I've seen that Angry Pug right now. Duck Sauce has got that. Tylee's got it. So it's Cool Carnage. Like, they've all got it. And I think everyone... I think it was kind of like two things. I think that people going to TwitchCon, these big streamers, they kind of got a renewed vigor for streaming. But also the Prime thing made it like they had to be on to try and capitalize on those free subs, basically. So I think Twitch is busier than it's ever been right now in terms of the number of streamers and how long they're streaming for. I mean, there are some crazy long streams right now. Going on, like Richard Hammer did like a 14-hour stream yesterday, just kept going. And some of the like Ammunition who I watched did a couple of 12 hours back to back, kind of like combining that like desire to stream, but also that kind of like the knowledge that she can get kind of Twitch subs, and that affects us on the smaller scale, because the competition is just so much higher. It's just like it's just much higher, which means it's harder to stand out in your directory of a game you're playing, but also even if you are top row in that directory, it means that there's less people watching. Like yesterday, right now, for example, the top streamer in Fallout 4, which obviously is a game that I'm watching, it's got 80 viewers, but on those first couple of days of Twitch Prime coming out, it was like 20, 21. Like, there was just no viewers there because they were all watching these bigger streamers and they're all subbing to them and kind of build that hype up. So I do think this is going to be a quieter month, so to speak, for smaller streamers, but it's going to be huge for partners.
Yeah, it's that kind of this is not like an us versus them kind of thing, but it is kind of like the rich get richer situation. Yeah, where if you're already above that threshold of being partnered, it just sort of exponentially can grow for you potentially, if you're one of the featured ones or more popular ones. And you're right, it basically leaves there's less for us little people, basically. But I mean, they're well within their right, and they've worked hard for that. So yeah, you can't begrudge them for that.
No, definitely. And I think as well, I think it's exciting in the sense that even though we're not partnered, if we are next year, whenever it is, year after, knowing that there is more service like this coming, that people can interact with to support streamers, I think is fantastic.
Yep. Yeah, I agree. I think it's a good thing for Twitch overall.
Yeah, definitely. Cool. So I think that brings us to the end of the show, folks.
Yep.
And I've thoroughly enjoyed it. So we're going to end with we'll go with Zed first. Zed, what is coming up on your channel this weekend, and where can folks find you on Twitch and Twitter?
Well, as you can see below my name, at ZNick101 for Twitter, and it's the same for Twitch as well. Twitch.tv/ZNick101 as it's spelt there. What's coming up in about 20 minutes or so? I'm going to be finishing. What am I playing? Layers of Fear. That's it. I'm going to be finishing Layers of Fear in about 20 minutes, and doing the DLC for that, which is like another hour or so. And that should take me up to my normal finishing time, which is around about 11 o'clock Central European time, 11 p.m. This weekend, finishing Dead Space 1. Probably going to roll into Dead Space 2. And likewise for Sunday. Sunday will be Costume Quest as well. Costume Quest 1. And if we finish that, we'll roll into Costume Quest 2. So that's pretty much it. Next week, I don't know, because by that point I'll have finished Layers of Fear, and I've already done Until Dawn. So next week is a clean slate.
Nice.
New games.
Well,
new
we
games.
do know that next Thursday will be on your channel for the grind.
Yes.
So
Yes,
I actually forgot about that at the top of the show. Every week, every week we're going to change the show about. So this week's on my channel, next week's on Zed's channel, then back to mine, back to Zed's. So it'll change every week, but we'll host one another so you know where the show is going to be. Jenny's broke out all my commands in chat. She's fired from the mod team.
Thanks, Jenny.
Yeah. Sweet, awesome, Zed. Thank you very much. So I'll be hosting Zed when he goes live, and his link is in chat. I'm going to paste it a few times so you can grab that.
That'd be lovely.
As for me, I'll be live tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. British time, 7 a.m. Central European time. Playing 7 Days to Die tomorrow. I missed a few days being off ill. So back 7 Days to Die tomorrow, and then on Saturday back to the Fallout 4. The grind in Fallout 4. Same next week. We're gonna power that a little bit because we didn't chat about it this week. I think we'll chat about it next Thursday actually, or the Thursday after. But with the Skyrim remaster coming up, I've no idea if I'm gonna play it on day one, or if I'm not. I've got a day off actually, and it's gonna be a toys. I read chat there. It threw me off. It's gonna be a coin toss to whether I play the game on day one or not, depending on how many big streamers are playing it. But I think that'd be a good conversation for a week or so, kind of chatting about why I will or won't play that. But regardless, I want to kind of push on with Fallout 4 and make some more progress in that. I've done the DLC, so that'll be on Saturday, tomorrow 7 Days to Die, and then next Thursday obviously the grind on Zednik's channel, where we'll chat more about what we played in the past week, probably go into more details on the games and what the games are, especially on Zed's side because he's playing a lot more variety than I am, so I want to hear more about these games, which I'm quite excited about. And we'll also bring you any Twitch news or gaming news we think is important for small streamers. One thing I want to try and do, it's going to be hard I think for us, but I want to try and chat about either new releases in terms of what we think could be good for a small channel, or games that maybe came out a few weeks ago that are still showing popularity on Twitch that we can maybe recommend as something you could play to find growth. And it's hard if the channel's different, but I think it's something that we do off stream anyway, so why not chat about it as a topic, maybe
Makes
here and
sense.
there, maybe not every week, but we'll try and bring that to the table when we can. But Zed, that is it. Any parting words from yourself?
Not really, no. Thanks for watching. Basically, thanks for us. We'll try and keep as regular as we possibly can, and we'll work on the timing a little bit. But that was pretty good for our first stream.
I think so.
Hour 14.
I think so. I just say, I think as the show goes on, we will get better at segueing, and there'll be more chemistry there, and I think that all comes from doing the show more frequently. So we'll get better. Next week will be even better. I'll get better going forward, and I'm looking forward to doing more of these shows. Excuse me. Perfect. Well, guys, thank you very much. I'll see you in 20 minutes on Zed's channel playing Zednik 101, playing Layers of Fear. His link is in chat. You guys all follow him anyway, but just in case, there's the link one more time. Thanks for hanging out.
See you guys later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.